everyone and welcome back to Wizard Plays. Today we are going to be discussing a topic that I've wanted to just talk about for a while. Is Fortnite dead? I'm going to give my opinion on it, my personal opinion. Not everyone is going to agree with this, but I would like to give my opinion anyway. Recently, as you can see on screen right now, this is me playing Fortnite in Chapter 4. But to go back to the reason why people think the game is dying, we have to go back to Chapter 1. Chapter 1, Season 3 and 4, when the game first blew up. Now, why did everyone enjoy the game? Now, people enjoyed the game because everyone was rubbish. Everyone was rubbish at the game. No one could build. It was a new experience because people could build, but no one could fully piece control apart from a couple of people. But there were millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people playing the game and having fun because it was everyone was round about the same skill level and you could just have fun with your mates on the game. And also, along with the map of Chapter 1, this is the map of Chapter 1. As you can see in earlier images like this one, it's just all green, yeah? This one has a desert biome. This one, down here, has a snow biome. So as you can see, the map changed consistently. There were also consistent updates to bring some balanced guns, yes, but some overpowered guns to the game to make it more fun, to make it more enjoyable, to make the game experience different. That's what Fortnite was. When you look at Call of Duty, for example, Call of Duty didn't really stand out because they made 7 different Call of Duty games, which were all basically the same. Fortnite stood out because of its building, because of its graphics, because of its players, and because of just its overall design and concept. And Call of Duty didn't have that, so everyone was like, "Ooh, this is a new game. Let's go and play it." And everyone had fun. And the map changed, the guns were changed consistently. Some for the better, some for the worse, but I think the real first thing that led to the downfall of Fortnite was Season X. Season X was a failure. Season X was just a failure because one thing, the mechs. The mechs ruined the game. Instead of being skill, because some people with their mates trained to be slightly better than everyone else. No one was a few people were now editing by this point and boxing people, but not the majority. But mechs really ruined the game because, and this is the one reason that caused the turning point, it became a game of luck. If you got there into a mech before everyone else, you won the game. You could destroy everyone and everything in their path. And especially in duos and squads, it was a game over scenario if you got a mech. In solos, it wasn't exactly because it was a two-seater, so solos was still but people were getting sweatier as well. But that didn't kill the game. Yes, less people played in Season X than in previous seasons, but it didn't go downhill significantly until Chapter 2, Season 1. With the new map, everyone was like, "Oh, this is brilliant start! New guns, new updated graphics, and just a general new look for Fortnite, one could say." But there was a problem. And this was the same problem from Season X. Skill-based matchmaking. Skill-based matchmaking was introduced and was tested during Season X. They did remove it due to negative reviews, and then somehow it came back again. The reason why the game was still really fun was if you weren't great at the game, or even if you were, you still got really bad people in your lobbies, and it was down to more chance if you had a bad lobby or a bad squad, but you could still compete. You could still have fun with your friends because you might be ever so slightly better than them. With skill-based matchmaking, if you are slightly better than everyone else, you get moved up a league where everyone is better than you and everyone shits on you. And it's not fun. That became not fun. I remember loads of my friends in Season X were like, "Nah, I'm out. if they actually do skill-based matchmaking, I'm out. And in Chapter 2, Season 1, I used to play with like 10 different people. I then was stuck with 2 people because 8 of them just left the game because they were like, I'm not dealing with skill-based matchmaking. The other thing that killed the game was the lack of updates. Chapter 2, Season 1 started off, bam, amazing, dead. No updates. There was only one, the harpoon gun. Actually, that's a lie, there was a Star Wars update. But who cares? The lightsabers, by the way, this is coming from a person who loves Star Wars. I hate those lightsabers. I hated that Star Wars event. That's the thing, in my opinion, for me, that killed the game. Because I absolutely hated those lightsabers. And they made the game more luck, which is why they did it in the first place. But you've still got skill-based matchmaking, and everyone in your lobby was better than you, and now they have lightsabers that they could just deflect your shots, or come in and just slice your neck open. That wasn't fun. And towards the end of the season, everyone was getting bored, along with the season being 50% longer than the previous longest season, in brackets Season 7 and Season 9, which was about 87 days. How long was Chapter 2 Season 1? 124 days. That's like a month longer than normal seasons. Then Chapter 2 Season 2 came along. Best season of Fortnite in my opinion, but it did also play an aspect in the downfall. Why? Still, lack of updates. The only 2 things to my knowledge that were added during, except from the beginning, which was amazing, the only 2 things were added, I believe, was the Kingsman umbrella, I believe, and there was one other item which I forget. Oh no, they were the traps that you could do when you walk over, they fly up, and proximity traps, I believe they're called. But like, that's it, nothing else. And this season was 3 days shorter, 121 days. Over 2 seasons, it lasted 2/3 of a year. That's too much. Compared to the other style where 2 seasons lasted about 1/3 of the year, if not half a year, if not less than that. So Season 1 lasted like 3 weeks. It didn't last long at all. And yes, it kept the game fresh. Season 1 is a bad example because no one really likes Season 1. It was Season 3 and 4, which were both 40 days. And that's the point. Lack of updates and the lack of any reason to play the game, because content creators also were going off, so people started going on to other games. Like Tim the Tatman went on to Call of Duty, Nick Merckx went on to Apex Legends, and the thing is, Warzone was a huge factor as well in the downfall, because it was a battle royale Call of Duty, and it was slightly different from the other versions of the game. And that's why it made it unique. But Fortnite then introduced a shorter season, Chapter 2 Season 3, but they took out the pump shotgun, they added weapons that no one really liked, and again, no updates. So 3 seasons in a row, there were no updates, or barely any updates, and 2 out of the 3 seasons were not strong to begin with. Now, I would call Epic Games lazy, but the COVID-19 pandemic was occurring during this period, so yes, they weren't in office nearly as much, and yes, they couldn't do certain things, but really, like, you could have at least, like, unvaulted a gun, you could have brought in a new gun, just one new gun a week. That's all you had to do, and you didn't do that. So, and what else could you be doing in lockdown? There was nothing else to do apart from gaming. So why couldn't gamer designers just make updates? But it doesn't matter, I'm not going to go around with that. Chapter 2 Season 4 was strong, but it was too late. People had already left the game. Ninja had left the game at this point, and he had also left for Apex Legends, and he was the big star, and Tfue also left the game. Those two were considered the 2 kings of Fortnite, both left within about 2 months. And it was becoming apparent that something needed to be done. And did Epic Games do it? No. No, they didn't. Season 5 suffered from the same issue. Lack of updates. Season 6 was terrible. It did get more updates, but it was a terrible season. Primal season, everyone wants to forget about it. They did try and fix certain things like making the scar and the pump more common. Who cares? Like, who cares about that if still the majority of the weapons were primal weapons, which caused huge controversy, especially the shotgun, and even worse, makeshifts. So Chapter 2, in my opinion, killed the game. But in my opinion, it's the best chapter. The reason for that is I loved Season 2, Season 4, I liked Season 3 a lot, Season 5 was really good, Season 7 was really good, Season 8 was okay, Season 1 was okay, but it got boring really quickly, and we don't talk about Season 6, that was shit. But it also shooed people, especially content creators, away because there was nothing changing about the game. Now, I'm a guy who does not like change, so I'm willing to admit, yeah, that's a thing. So, Fortnite's dead, right? Wrong. There were 250 million people playing at the maximum of Chapter 1. There was still a good 90 million people playing the game. That was more than Call of Duty and Apex Legends combined, and people said, the game's dead. Then Chapter 3 came along, and it had, in my opinion, the best opener to any chapter to this day. Chapter 3 Season 1, Epic finally listened. They brought back Tilted Towers, they brought the biomes back, they brought consistent updates back. 350 million people played the game during that season. 350 million accounts were active during that season. The most ever to this day. So Fortnite listened. And Chapter 3 Season 1 was amazing. And Season 2 did something else. Zero build. Zero build really proved that the game can still make major changes and people still love it. Zero build, in my opinion, is the best thing Fortnite's ever done. I personally still prefer build mode, but it is the best thing that they have ever done. If you're frustrated about the sweats killing you all the time, although it's still skill-based matchmaking, it requires less skill because it's all about aim and tactics rather than sweating, building, and editing people out of a box. So, Chapter 4. Now, the end of Chapter 3, Season 3 was a bit boring, like, there were not that many updates, and Chapter 4, there were updates, but they were all crap because Chrome was horrible. And one last thing about Chapter 3, the end event was also awful, which did not engage Chapter 4 that well. Chapter 4 is an amazing season, and I will always believe that. However, I just really think that Chapter 4 was just not a strong enough opening, and the event was not strong enough either. And that's my problem with Chapter 4 at the moment. Although it's a fun game, the loot pool is cool. Like, Chapter 2's loot pool, in my opinion, was the best. Chapter 4 has not hit the same. Why? Lack of updates. Lack of map changes. Lack of genuine changes. With the exception of the update we got a fortnight ago. Get it? Because it's Fortnite anyway. With the exception of a huge update, nothing has been added to the game. Like, they unvaulted 6 weapons at once. Whoa! The vaults were unvaulted. Oh, this is amazing! Oh, the heat thing! Oh, heat level, that's amazing! Dead again. Nothing. And the other thing, in my opinion, that really ruined Chapter 4 was Deku Smash. It like Chapter 3 with the goo gun and Chapter 1 with the mech, it was an unfair weapon that just did not hit at all. So, to conclude, do I think the game is dead? No. Chapter 4 still has over 120 million active accounts. Fortnite Mobile is coming back, and Fortnite Creative is coming to the game any week now. Like, they've said it will be at the end of January, now they're saying spring, but like, it will come during Chapter 4 and it will be amazing. I think Fortnite is going to be bigger than it ever has been, but as of right now, the game is not in the best state, but it's still in a very, very strong position. The game is not dead. I think Fortnite will be one of those games that never truly dies. Fortnite has always been my favorite game overall, and I'm like a tough nut to crack. I don't like change. I don't like changing games. I was stuck on Minecraft and Roblox for years, and then Fortnite came along and completely changed my way of thinking about gaming, and it still does. Like, Fortnite, I think, will always be the greatest game alive. No, I don't think it is dying. Do I think it is in the absolute best position possible right now? It's in a very good one. It's not in the best one, but next season the leaks are loads of OG POIs are coming back. The pump could be coming back. It's not going to, but like the leakers say they will. And OG weapons are coming back. They're going to make next season great, and I solemnly believe that they have the capability to do that. I think Chapter 4 had the potential to be one of the best chapters possible. At the moment, it's probably got the second weakest start. But that doesn't mean that it is weak. That just means it's weaker than the other chapters. Now, I would like to thank you for listening to this video. I've been ranting for 16 minutes on how Fortnite it is considered dying and considered dead. But, like, I know there's a lot more like the map. The map is a huge part. Chapter 1, the Chapter 1 map was iconic, and that's why everyone loved Chapter 1 so much, because of the biomes. Chapter 3 did a very good job, I will admit that. Chapter 4, it's not quite there yet because it's still the first season. Chapter 2 was crap on map changes, with the exception of the odd POI like Stark Industries. So, yeah, that's me done. Like, in conclusion, I don't think the game is dying. I'm still, as you can see from this footage, I'm still on the game. I'm still having fun. I really like playing with the boys. My boys, What's Up has been back on the game recently, and he's been enjoying the game more than he did earlier in Chapter 4 because of this update that released a fortnight ago. I was also playing with Awesome Wolf. Not Life Cameron has been on the game a lot recently, and another fellow streamer, and everyone seems to be really enjoying the game at the moment. It's a good season, and for content creators, it's really good in zero build. Like Tim the Tatman came back. But overall, I think the game could be way better. But no, Fortnite is not dead, and I don't think it ever will be. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.